This is the Audi A7, and it has this damage because it came from the salvage auction. This car was sold at a discount because of the damage, but it still has a lot of life left in it. By rebuilding this car ourselves, we're going to be saving some money and in the process, create something special. Before buying this car at auction, we had to check a few things first. It was important that we made a list of the cars that we wanted to bid on and check them one by one to find out if we really wanted to bid on that car after seeing them in person. Out of the cars we picked, 2 Audis had come up for sale, and we decided to check them out. Checking the cars in person helped us to decide to focus our money on this car when bidding, and we were able to win it for a decent price. Luckily for me, this car came with 1 key. I was hoping for more, but one's enough. You can see here we have the keyless entry, so I just walk up to the car and grab the door like this, and it unlocks for me. There on the dashboard you can see we have an A7, not an RS7. I wish. And then when locking the door, all you have to do is grab the handle and put your thumb on that square right there. You can hear the doors lock. And then just walk away. Alright, so let's go take a look at the car. So when I got it delivered, the first issue was the battery was completely dead. We had to use a jumper pack to get it off the truck. And after we got it off the truck, I was able to get it up the driveway. So the engine works, the transmission works, and it rolls and it feels decent. We do have working keys, as I've shown, and they are the keyless entry where we can just walk up and open the car. When we first got the car, because the battery was dead, I had to pull a SAM crack and crawl all the way back there. And you can see I actually have the cover off. That is the emergency release. You have to get a screwdriver or something and lift up on that plastic latch right there. Once you do that, the trunk won't pop open all the way. It just kind of goes a little bit. So you'll have to open it all the way. And luckily, I was able to get everything out, get a new battery, and the good news is our shocks work just fine. That is a fake badge, by the way, so this is not an RS7, it is an A7. But the trunk was pretty clean, just a little bit of feet prints from a dog, paw prints, whatever you call them. Here's our new battery, so that set us back about $230, which I wasn't too happy about. I was hoping we could charge the old battery up, but no luck. It's completely dead. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood and get a better look at the damage. Okay, so it should be unlatched already. You'll have to excuse me because the shocks are blown. So that's one item on our list, we need to get some new shocks for the hood. Here is the supercharger. We have a supercharged V6. As you see, the belt is kind of looking a little worn out there. I think it's a good excuse to get maybe a new pulley, maybe dual pulleys, if you know what I'm saying. One issue is, looks like we're out of coolant, so we'll take a look at that. There are a plethora of lights on the dash. We have a full Christmas tree, so we're gonna have a lot of things to fix. You can see here, sorry that the angle isn't the best, but I'm holding up the hood with one hand. I'm trying to film with the other, but you can see here our airbox is pretty smashed up. So we're gonna have to fix that. Our core support here, or radiator support, whatever you call it. It's just damaged enough that I think we have to replace it, but I'm not sure. Seems like we're also missing a headlight bracket. So we have a floppy headlight here. No one likes a floppy headlight. I'm gonna put the hood down and we'll get a closer look at that damage. One sec. Okay. Let's see if I can get the lighting right for you guys. Here's what we're working with. Looks pretty bad, but I don't think it's too bad. And here's why. So we're mainly missing a headlight, a bracket, a wheel fender liner, and it seems our wiring harness from our headlight is pretty damaged. In fact, we actually have pieces. Let me see if I can... Yeah. We still have pieces of the headlight. So, I'm not positive if we're gonna have to replace the entire wire harness for the headlight. I'm assuming so, because in here, this is pretty bad. These wires are completely frayed. That means bad news for us. I'm gonna have to take a look into that. But the car does drive, and that's the important part. So, after taking a look at this, I'm thinking we should probably... Let's see if we can get this bumper off. So right here we're missing a large plastic bracket that the bumper connects to in the fender. So I don't think we're going to find any remnants of that. We do have some sort of pump down here and remnants of a horn. I'll see if I can fix the horn back up. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have to replace most of the parts that were right here. If we come over here, we're looking all right. The headlight does work. It does have some damage, or maybe something's unplugged because the daytime running light is not working. I'll check that out in a little bit, but first let's try to get this bumper off. Alright, so I came prepared with a T25 Torx. And, here we go. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't think that's a T25 Torx. So, clearly someone has lost the original hardware. What do you want to bet? It's a 10mm. What do you want to bet? Okay, I'm trying to do this through the viewfinder. Yeah, looks like a 10mm. Alright, I'm going to need both hands to do this. Be right back. Alright, look at that. Turns out our bumper was being held on by a singular 10mm bolt. And I'm pretty sure that might not be factory. Here's the plastic thing that we need for the other side. Hopefully I can find a part number or something. There might be one right here. Yeah, something like that. I'll check that out. Let's pull this back and see what's going on. Okay, now with all the zip ties removed, we can finally get a good look at what we're working with. Alright, and there we have it. Not looking too bad. Looks like everything is mostly where it should be, so we'll get a little closer. So we can see we took a hit right here. Not too good, not too bad. I mean, it could be worse, right? Right here seems to be where most of the impact was. You can see our horn is bent out of shape. Here's our bracket that we probably, need to replace. And then we're missing the plastic connector that will allow us to hook the bumper back up. And obviously we need a new bumper and headlight. Let's check out this module right here. Maybe that's good to reuse. Alright, I was able to get the module off. I think it's still intact. It has broken clips, but no big deal. It did get smacked pretty hard, so hopefully it's okay. You can see the remnant of the headlight here. This thing got smashed, man. Alright, I'm gonna keep looking around. Alright, I thought I'd show you this. Look at that little tiny LED, and look at how big the heatsink is. This heatsink is huge for that one little thing. But if we take a look in here, there we go. We can see we have a lot of wires in the way and some plastic. I'm gonna try to pull this stuff back. I think this needs to go up and get out of the way of the tire. We've lost a pretty big chunk right here, like all the way around. And I'm gonna need to pull some of this stuff out. So I'm gonna work on that and get back to you. Okay, so I've got the hood open now with a broom. It's gotta be a red one. And let's see if we can get a good view here. If we're looking at the fender, it's not bent too badly. So I think we're okay right here. I think most of the damage was in here. You can see that wire harness is like totally frayed. So I gotta go searching back there. I hope it unplugs or something, and gotta get back there and find it. So if we take a look here, I think it's over here. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. I was looking at this. It's totally empty. Look at that. I'm gonna plug this in and cross my fingers and hope that the radiator's not leaking. Okay, so good news. I was able to get the plug, or the coolant line, plugged back up. I had to use a zip tie to kind of stretch out the radiator fan. I don't know if you guys can see in there. There you go. This fan now spins. I was able to cut this off real quick with a Dremel. And I know this is super jank and like not the right way to do things. Oh, I also checked down here, and I think we might be missing, there's supposed to be 3 of them, and we have 2 of the headlight modules. So that's a bummer. And there's a whole bunch of jank going on. I don't think this radiator was I don't think it was in good condition to begin with. And we have a plug down there we gotta get to. I'm gonna get down there and plug that in. And let's go take a look over here. So I've got 3 piles, garbage, and then LEDs I can reuse for another project. And then these things over here, which are, get my shadow out of the way. This I'm gonna have to flatten out with a hammer so that can sit properly back where it belongs. And then we have a module right here. But this is for the right headlight. And taking a look at that area, you can see we're getting things sorted out here. Here's the horn, and this tube needs to go back up there. And we got to get this guy off the ground. And I'm going to try to pull these wires out, or at least find out where they go. Still got to do that. Okay, so right now I'm just loosening the air intake tube. Once we get this out of the way, we can hopefully pull the air box out. Okay, let's see if we can get this out now. I think we might still have to loosen this one up. Oh, maybe we'll just... There we go. It's all smashed up. What do you think? They're not looking bad. Not too bad. Ooh. Alright. That was unexpected. Maybe we can get back in the tripod on everything. Let's see. How about the suspension? Looks pretty okay. Not too bad. Sway bar's alright. This though, this goes so far back there, I'm worried, like, am I going to be able to replace this? Earlier, when I was inside the car, I noticed on the dashboard we had a light that said something like oil sensor has failed. And if we look right here, we can see the oil pan. And on the oil pan, we can see the oil sensor. But the problem is, it looks like the wires have been yanked out of the plug. And the plug is still attached to the sensor. So we're going to need to get that plug off of there. And then attempt to reconnect it to the wiring harness. Alright everybody, so that's going to be a wrap for today. Next time, we need to address the coolant. We're going to try to fix that oil level sensor plug. And then we also need to remove this fender. So I'm going to have to cut it short here because the video is already a lot longer than I thought it would be. So all those projects will be for next time. Thanks. See you later.